Hey everyone, this is Chris with Cowdog Craftworks, and today we're going to be making a simple French cleat shop cabinet with CNC'd doors. I started this project at my buddy Dusko's shop since he has a CNC. I started with one sheet of poplar plywood, which I broke down with my track saw. I then rough cut the doors, which determine the dimensions for the cabinet. The nice part about this build is that you're really just building a box, so let's not overcomplicate this. Here I'm just measuring out my door panels, which will then determine how big my cabinet carcass will be. If you don't have a track saw, a table saw or a circular saw and straight edge are just fine. To ensure that both doors were exactly the same dimensions, I used a flush trim bit on the router to get identical pieces. Dusko talked me into iron-on edge banding for the cabinet doors. I've only made my own hardwood edge banding, which I glued to my workpiece. While this got the job done, I don't think this will be my method of choice. It was a bit difficult to get the glue to activate even with a hot iron, and I found I had to go back with wood glue later to make sure the edge banding was secure. I then started cutting the carcass down to size on the table saw, making sure the lengths were identical to the lengths of the door panels I previously cut. For the carcass corners, we decided on rabbet joints to hold everything together. I like rabbets for simple boxes like this, but I really like it for a video because it looks like the rabbet is throwing up wood chips. We then laid out the doors and fired up the X card for the logo. I used a Craig shelf pin jig to drill holes for shelf pins, so I had multiple options inside the cabinet. I brought everything back to my shop, and the next day I got back to work. If you'd like more of my daily content, follow me on Instagram at Cowdog Craftworks or on Twitter at Cowdog Craftwork, no S. If you like what you've seen so far, feel free to comment below, like, and subscribe for more content. If you don't like what you've seen so far, feel free to comment below, like, and subscribe for more content. I started by sanding the vertical carcass panels and worked up from 60 to 220 grit. I then laid everything out on a flat surface using some clamps to frame the panels in place and added glue to all the rabbets. I used some brad nails just to hold everything together while I worked my way around the box and then wiped the glue off with an old dress sock soaked in water. Super fancy. I set the blade on my table saw to 45 degrees for the French cleat and then ripped a board down its length that was the width of the inside of my carcass. I then tacked that in place with the brad nailer as well. I countersunk some 1.5 inch screws into the rabbets to reinforce that joint. Often losing my driver bit along the way. The veneer on this home center plywood was peeling up on the show side of the door panels pretty bad, so I squeezed some glue into the veneer and flattened it down with painter's tape to try to repair it as best I could. I then moved the carcass to my workbench and sanded in the place where I lived. Here I used my miter gauge with a backstop as a crosscut sled and then crosscut the shelves to length. Boiled linseed oil was my finish of choice on this project. It's my go-to for most shop furniture as I'm not overly concerned with the water resistance. I then tested the fit of my shelf on the shelf pins in the carcass and checked my corners for square. Luckily for me, on this episode of Things That Are Square, my DFM tool small square indicated that all my corners were right the first time. I went ahead and used a Craig concealed hinge jig to install the hinges into the cabinet doors. I accidentally bought one set of soft close and one set of standard hinges, so I installed one soft close and one standard hinge on each door. Then, since the cabinet had no backer, I laid it onto my doors, which were face down, to install the hinges into the carcass itself. I used a punch to mark my drill points and pre-drilled my holes before screwing the hinges in, losing the drill bit once or twice. I hung the cabinet using 2 pop toggle drywall anchors. I had to come back a few days later and add 2 more because the anchors were slipping from the drywall. So check your weight tolerances before install and adjust accordingly. Here I'm shaping some cutting board scraps for door handles. I set my blade at an angle and then beveled and chamfered the handles for better feel and utility. I then sanded some more and hit everything with oiled linseed oil. I used a bead of wood glue on the handles before clamping, pre-drilling, and then mounting the door handles. And with that, we were done. I also found the best way to fix that damaged veneer, courtesy of the maker community. Thanks, Tyler Bell. Overall, I was happy to have something that covered up my ugly shop drywall and relieved my flat shop surfaces from clutter. Also, the single soft close hinge worked perfectly. Thanks for tuning in and see you next time here at Cowdog Craftworks.